Hey everybody, welcome back to Airsoftology Mondays, the show that answers your questions, helps you out in a pinch, and is also somewhere very different. It looks a lot different here. I'm your host, Jonathan Higgs. That's right, I am in Taipei, Taiwan. As promised last week, I am now here. Welcome to my humble apartment here in the country, and I'm just finally getting settled in and comfortable here. Trying to find my way around, and believe it or not, learning the language a little bit. I've actually signed up. I'm going to be taking language lessons here and trying to pick up a little bit of Mandarin. Hopefully I can grab a little. Right now it's a little bit of ni hao, and that's about it. So for those of you Mandarin speakers, that's about all I can do. Anyway, I digress. Welcome to the show. I want to welcome you guys to a whole new country and a whole new everything. And of course, if you guys are brand new to the show, it's super simple how this works. All you gotta do is ask your questions below in that comment box section, and then I'll vote up your favorites, and I'm gonna pick the best ones, and of course also some other ones deep in the catalog every single week to answer here on the show. And of course I can't answer them all, so definitely wanna help each other out down there in the comment section below as well. Also, don't forget I do have a web store that really helps the shop, everything run here, keeps the show going. So if you guys wanna check that out, I'll have a link over here in the corner, so you can check it out. I sell a whole bunch of merch, like patches and all kinds of cool stuff on there for you guys. Oh, almost forgot. This coming weekend, I will be going to a big Airsoft event. I'm gonna have a link right below where it's gonna be. So if you guys are in Taiwan, it's gonna be in Taoyuan. If you guys are in the area, come on over and visit. It's gonna be on Sunday. That is September the 3rd. I'm also going to Huasho, which is the 1st and the 2nd of September. So I've got a big weekend coming up this coming weekend. So Airsoft show, I'm gonna bring you guys a ton of videos and vlogs from there, as well as getting to play Airsoft in Taiwan. So yeah, if you guys are here, hop a plane, come on over from Hong Kong or Japan or wherever you are, or if you live in Taiwan, hop on that train, the HSR, MRT, whatever, and come on out and visit me for the event. Again, like I said, all the details below. All right, enough of that. Let's get on to what you're really here for now for sure, and that's your questions in the Tippmann mail call. Sergio Velasquez writes, "Hey John, when I go play Airsoft, I always feel like the thing holding me up is loading all my magazines. I use mid-caps and use a basic 300 round speed loader. Is it okay to load my mags the night before I go play, so when I'm ready to go play, I can just put them in my plate carrier, or is that bad for the mag? Or would you even suggest a better speed loader like the Winding Speed Loader by Odin?" Yes and yes. Well, yes, you can. So short answer is yes and yes. First off, the magazines, if you load them up the night before, I've been doing that too. For those who have ever gone to a game with me and hung out like with me and my squad, my team, my friends, you'll know I'm the last person on the field because I am always like, load my mid caps. I run mid caps almost exclusively. So yeah, I'm always like the last guy loading his mags right there on the field. To answer your question, absolutely you can load them the night before. That is what I do now. I load them. I even put them in my plate carrier. So when it's time, I just throw it on, off I go. That's totally fine. I wouldn't load them like the week before or leave them loaded from the previous weekend. If you played like the weekend before, a whole week later, that could do some damage to the springs. Technically, springs shouldn't have damage, but these springs are so thin, they don't really hold the properties like a normal spring would based on how much pressure. Anyway, I don't want to get into physics and all the science behind it, but yes, you will damage your magazines if you leave them loaded for a long time. I've killed my share of magazines where they just don't have enough oomph anymore to push the BBs out, especially in higher rate of fire situations, or heavier BBs in that case. So no, load them the night before, just fine. When you're done playing, clean them out, pull the little thing back, they spray everywhere, make sure they're empty, and then you can do the same thing the night before or, when you're ready to go play the next weekend or a few weekends away. As for speed loaders, I cannot recommend the Odin enough. It is such a fantastic speed loader for mid-caps. It has changed my life. I'm not going to lie. I like the Elite Force one, the SL14, I think it's what's called, SL13, SL14. It's great, it's big, but the size, the form factor of that Odin is just unbeatable. I mean, it's so great winding those, and that really makes it super fast, even between games, to reload your mag. So yeah, highly recommend it. Definitely one of those things that you want to pick up. I've abused mine for so long. I've had it for a better part of a year probably now, and it's been abused, and it's still running like a champ. So yeah, load them the night before just fine, and the Odin Speed Loader, definitely a winner in my book. English Airsoft writes, "Hey Jonathan, do you think that blowback pistols and maybe rifles are dangerous? I have a friend who caught the webbing between their thumb and forefinger in the slide, and it's been sliced off when it slides back. I feel that maybe I'm alone with this thought. Thanks. Also, I don't like grenades from the last episode." That's right. If you guys watched last episode, we were talking about grenades and how much kind of a love-hate relationship it is. If you haven't watched that, check it out. I'll put a link up here or down below, whatever, so you can watch last week's Monday Q&A show. But this question, we're actually going to be talking about that. That is actually, there's a term in the real firearm industry. It's called slide bite. It actually is a real thing. So when you're talking about the pistol like this, it's the very back here. So when you pull the pistol, your hand like this, and that slide comes back, and it can absolutely bite this part. You're talking about the webbing here. Very, very, very common. Hammer bite too. The hammer comes back and bites in that area. That's why you see a lot of pistols have that extra little, like as the grip goes up, it kind of whoop, comes back. That's so you can ride that hand really high. It's tough because you want to grab as high up on the pistol, especially on a real firearm, to get better control of it, to hold it. But when you fire, it can come back and just, and I've had it happen a few times. It comes with practice to not do that. Actually holding your pistol correctly, you want a good solid grip. You want to put that second hand on there, kind of like that, and reach around. I won't get into pistol grips. There's a billion videos here on YouTube to show you the correct way to hold a pistol, to shoot it. But look into a pistol. If it's a common problem for you, look into a pistol that has a, like what they call more of a dovetail or beaver tail as it comes back, which will give you better protection for your hand so you don't get that slide bite. Or wear some gloves, that will help. But no, this is actually a very common problem. You type in the word slide bite and you'll find tons of nasty, probably graphic pictures on the internet of people that have had their hand all chewed up from that. Real pistols, and of course it does carry over to airsoft since the airsoft gas blowback pistols operate identical to a real one. Gabe writes, is there going to be an airsoft high point? I hope not. Logan Garten writes, hey Jonathan, I was wondering what your opinion on JG guns are. I was looking for a gun that didn't have a map because I wanted to use a coupon code and noticed that the AUG A3. Now I was just concerned on the quality of the internals as I've heard good and bad things from different people. As with anything, it's a little buyer beware, but I will say this, in my experience, I've had very, very good luck with JG guns. In fact, some of the new JG enhanced guns are really solid. It's actually a very good value for your money. Now, the downside to buying a JG gun over, let's say, another brand is simply you're not gonna have the warranty support and part support, at least in the United States, from that company. And that it varies from country to country. Sometimes warranties are handled by the companies that actually manufactures it. Sometimes they're handled by the actual retailers. So when you buy a JG gun or any other Chinese brand gun, SEMA, whatever you wanna call it, you could end up in a non-warranty situation. Just make sure you're buying it from a reputable retailer, a local shop, or a very good online retailer that can handle any problems if you do run into a warranty issue, because you're not going to be able to get on the phone and call the factory in China and say, I have a problem, can you take care of this for me? That's probably the only risk. As it comes to brands, I say JG is pretty darn good. Same with SEMA. I've had very good luck with both of those brands. It does depend on the actual gun you're purchasing, but in my experience, looking around the internet, the JG AUG is a pretty darn solid offering, and I don't think you're gonna have any trouble getting one of those. Also, if you're looking at one, I know you wanna use a coupon code, but also look at maybe trying to support the licensed ones or ones from different companies. I know ASG in the United States has them as well. In fact, I have one of those, the actual smaller version of the AUG, like the CQB version. Just something to look at too. I don't want to steer you away, but don't feel bad about making the investment in JG. You should be pretty darn good to go as long as, like I said, you get it from a good retailer. Rip Kane Running writes, John, I've wrist issues but love sniping. Would an option like the Wolverine Bolt give me the accuracy and consistency of a spring rifle? Typically, HPA is going to be a little less accurate. However, I've used one of these bolts actually just recently, less than a month ago, and had really good luck with it. It was very accurate. It was right on. Man, dropping people. I've seen a few in action too. I think you are totally fine running one of those. And for wrist issues, if you guys know, if you get a strong spring, it's really hard to pull that thing back. This thing is literally like one finger up, back, forward, and it's a short pull. It's like nothing. So you just up, back, and just enough to chamber the round. You don't have to take it like that far back. You take it like that far back. I think it's a fantastic solution, especially in your case. I wouldn't concern yourself with any accuracy issues. The Wolverine Bolt, in my experience, seeing it in multiple guns, not just one setup, has been extremely accurate at range, no problem. That's it for questions this week, which means it is time for the Code Red Headsets video recommendation of the week. And this one comes from a channel, I usually do the smaller channels. This one I'm going big. I've been watching this channel a bunch. In fact, I don't really watch too many Airsoft videos anymore because I'm so busy making them. This is Silo Entertainment, and this is PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, or PBUG, or what do you want to call it, in real life with YouTubers. Silo Entertainment went over and played with Novrich at the infamous, I'm just going to call it the Novrich field. I don't remember what the name of the field is, but it's the Noveridge field. They had a game. You can watch some of Noveridge's gameplay, and you can watch, of course, Silo Entertainment's channel. I wanted to show this because I think PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds is kind of like the new hot game that I think a lot of people are starting to play, and I'm seeing a lot of videos transfer over into Airsoft, and this kind of brings up a question. By the way, Silo Entertainment's a huge channel, does some fantastic YouTube. I really respect his work. I enjoy it. It's one of the handful of gameplay channels I really like watching. But this kind of brings up a question for me to ask you guys. How much video game like ideas and game styles and gameplay end up dripping over or turning over into Airsoft where you play? Do you find yourself playing Domination or any other game modes that have really started from video games and then come into Airsoft? Is that something very common, or do you guys just kind of do team deathmatch, which I know is technically a video game thing, but it's also been around forever, you know, line up and go for it. What do you guys do? I know I played a lot of Trouble in Terrorist Town, which I think is fantastic in small groups, especially with people you know and you're trying to figure them out. But I want to know, what have you guys played? Do you have any game tiles that have come over into Airsoft? What's your favorite? And I want to know if there's any odd ones, really interesting ones, you know, that you guys do at your local field. Let me know all about that in the comment section below. Also, before we go, if you have a channel you like, a channel, small channel, big channel, whatever, in Airsoft or somewhat related to Airsoft, let me know. Link that channel below. Make sure to vote up ones you guys like. I want to highlight as much Airsoft channels as I can, or as many Airsoft channels as I can on this show. I really want to try to help build this community, all of us on YouTube, and make things bigger. So let me know what your favorite channels are, smallish ones, biggish ones, whatever. I'm all ears. All right, guys, that is it for this week on the show. And again, as always, thank you so much for hanging out, being so cool here, and also helping each other in the comment section below. Don't forget, I have got patches still in the store. Got the corgis, got the logos. I've got some camper patches. I got to dig them all out here for you. I got Shruggernaut. If you guys know the guy who never calls his hits, I got Happy Campers. Got all those in the store. They are free shipping worldwide. So no matter where you live in the world, the price you see is the price you pay for shipping. It's all included. There's no extra shipping charges, anything like that. Always free shipping anywhere you live. Anyway, as always, thank you so much again, and I'll see you next week here in Airsoftology Mondays with all new stuff from Taipei. Again, tell me what I should be going, any shops I should visit here in Taipei. But until then, go out, play some Airsoft, have some fun. But no matter what you do, call your freaking hits.